Okay, students, good morning. In the previous two videos or two classes, we have derived two important equations. That is, one is the Euler's motion equation, and based on the Euler's motion equation, we have derived the Bernoulli's energy equation. So the Bernoulli's energy equation we have derived by integrating the Euler's motion equation. Okay, so just I will repeat what portion we have covered in the previous two classes. So first is we have derived the Euler's motion equation, that is x minus 1 by rho dabba p by dabba x. This is equal to ax. Okay, similarly we have derived y minus 1 by rho dabba p by dabba y. This is equal to ay. Then z is equal to z minus 1 by rho dabba p by dabba z. This is equal to az. So this is the Euler's motion equation. So while deriving Euler's motion equation, we have made two important assumptions. One is the fluid is ideal. That is, the fluid is ideal fluid or it is a theoretical fluid. So you know the ideal fluid means what? There is no viscosity. Okay, a fluid which doesn't have any viscosity, such fluid is called ideal fluid or theoretical fluid. We also discussed that such fluid will not exist in practice, but for all mathematical calculations, we are considering ideal fluid. So ideal fluid is a fluid which will not exert any viscosity or which doesn't have any viscosity. So while deriving the Euler's equation, we have made that assumption. That is, the fluid is ideal fluid. So when the fluid is ideal when the fluid is under the motion, there are two dominating forces which are going to act. That is the body force, that is force due to acceleration due to gravity. That is called the body force, which will always act at the CG point. It is nothing but the volumetric force. So then another one is the surface force. That is the force which is going to act on the surface of the fluid particle. So here x is the body force and p is the surface force. So x minus 1 by rho dabba p by dabba x. These two are, this is the body force, this is the pressure force, this is the acceleration. So we also know that acceleration is equal to u dabba u by dabba x plus v dabba u by dabba y plus w dabba u by dabba z plus dabba u by dabba t for steady and unsteady flow. This also we have derived. This is equal to u dabba v by dabba x plus v dabba v by dabba y plus w dabba v by dabba z plus dabba v by dabba t. Then similarly, this is az. So this is equal to u dabba w by dabba x plus v dabba w by dabba y plus w dabba w by dabba z plus dabba w by dabba t. So this is the motion equation in terms of acceleration. X minus 1 by rho dabba p by dabba x equal to ax, y minus 1 by rho dabba p by dabba y ay, z minus 1 by rho dabba p by dabba z equal to az. So this is the Euler's motion equation in terms of acceleration, and it involves only two external forces, that is the body force and the surface force. Then if it is x minus 1 by rho dabba p by dabba x equal to u dabba u by, see here u V, W are the velocity components, rectangular velocity components of the velocity vector. So these are the motion equations, that is the Euler's motion equations in terms of acceleration or in terms of velocity. So this we have derived in the previous class. Then this is called Euler's motion equation. These equations are called Euler's motion equations for ideal fluid, okay. Then next we have derived the Bernoulli's energy equations, Bernoulli's energy equation In the previous class we have derived this. So the Bernoulli's energy equation we have derived just by integrating the Euler's motion equation. So in the Bernoulli's, while deriving the Bernoulli's energy equation, we have made two assumptions. That is, one is the two major assumptions. Okay. That is, we have considered two major assumptions. One is there a force potential exists. A force potential represented by the symbol exists. Then how to define this force potential term? Okay, this force potential term is defined as, or force potential is defined as its negative derivative with respect to any direction gives you the body force per unit mass in that direction. Okay, that is the force potential is defined as its negative derivative with respect to any direction, gives you the body force per unit mass in that direction. So x is the body force per unit mass in the x direction. This is equal to minus dava force potential by dava x. Y is equal to minus dava force potential by dava y. Z is equal to minus dava force potential by dava z. Okay, this is the first assumption, that is, while deriving the Bernoulli's equation and while integrating the Euler's motion equation, consider two major assumptions. One assumption is, first assumption, assume that there is a force potential exists. Force potential is what? It is physically, it is defined as its negative derivative with respect to any direction. So this is the force potential. Its negative derivative with respect to x gives you the body force per unit volume in the x direction. X is the body force per unit volume, body force per unit mass in the x direction. So this is the force potential. This is the first assumption. Second assumption, we have considered the flow is irrotational. Flow is irrotational, or it is rotational but steady. Okay, so these are the two important assumptions. Assuming these two assumptions, you integrate the Bernoulli's, you integrate the Euler's motion equation to get the Bernoulli's energy equation. Okay, so that is, the flow is irrotational, but also it may be rotational, but the flow must be steady. Steady means no derivative terms with respect to time exist in the governing equation. Okay, steady means no time derivative terms exist in the governing equation. So based on these two assumptions, we have derived the Bernoulli's energy equation, that is P by W plus V square by 2G plus Z is equal to E. So this E is nothing but energy head, or it is energy per unit weight. Okay, so this is E is in terms of meter. E is in terms of meter because this E is the energy per unit weight, that is energy possessed by the flowing fluid per unit mass. Okay, so here in the Bernoulli's energy equation, that is the first term P by W, this is called pressure head. This is called pressure head. Okay, then V square by 2G, it is called velocity head. Velocity head. And Z, it is the datum head. Datum head. And this E is the energy head. Energy head. This is also in terms of meter. This is also in terms of meter. This is also in terms of meter. So energy head is also in terms of meter. So this is called Bernoulli's energy equation. E is equal to P by W plus V square by 2G plus Z. Okay, so now let us see, this is, while deriving the Euler's equation, we have assumed that flow is ideal. That is, fluid is ideal. Fluid is ideal. Okay, so based on the Euler's motion equation, that is integrating motion equation, we got the Bernoulli's energy equation. So here also the fluid is ideal, or fluid is ideal or theoretical. Theoretical. Okay, so this is a theoretical equation. This is a theoretical equation. Okay, so we can't apply this equation directly to the practical problem, because in practice or in practical, the fluid is not ideal, but it is a real one. The fluid is a real one. It is not a theoretical fluid, it is a real fluid. When the fluid is real, it means that viscosity exists. Viscosity exists. So while deriving the Bernoulli's, see students, this is very, very important. While deriving Bernoulli's equation, how we have derived the Bernoulli's equation? We have integrated the Euler's motion equation to get the Bernoulli's equation. So while deriving the Euler's motion equation, we assumed that the fluid is ideal fluid or a theoretical fluid, and we have considered only two external forces are going to act when the fluid is under the motion, that is the volumetric force, that is the body force, and the surface force. Okay, so then we got this equation and we have integrated. So this is the ideal fluid. So in the today's class, how to apply this Bernoulli's equation for the practical problems. So for that, let us take a pipe. Let us take a pipe. Okay, let us take a pipe. This is a pipe. This is a pipe. Let us take, this is a pipe. This is the cross section. This is the center line of the pipe. Okay, center line of the pipe. So let, this is the datum. This is the datum. Datum. Okay, so now take 2 points on this, that is A, and on this point take 2 points in this pipe, the fluid is flowing through this pipe. Flow is through the pipe, that is the fluid is flowing. So in practice, always all fluids are the real fluids or the practical fluids. Okay, but when we are going to apply the, suppose this is the datum head, this is the datum head Z. So this is also the datum head Z, or you can take this as ZA, this is ZB. Let pressure at this point is PA and pressure at this point is PB. Okay, and velocity at point A is V1, velocity at point B is V2. Okay, so at point B, at point A, PA is the pressure at point A, then VA, you can take VA or V1, both are same. VA, velocity at point A, then ZA is the datum head. Okay, that is some reference line, datum head. Okay, datum line or reference line. Then what is the energy possessed by the flowing fluid? What is the energy possessed by the flowing fluid at point A? Let it be EA. According to Bernoulli's equation, it is pressure head PA by W plus VA square by 2G, plus ZA. This is what? This is the energy head possessed by the flowing fluid inside the pipe at point A. Next, what? Next, the pressure, the energy head at point B. Let PB is the pressure at point B, VB velocity at point B, then ZB datum head at point B, or EB is equal to PB by W plus VB square by 2G plus ZB. Okay, since these equations, that is the Bernoulli's energy equation, we have derived for the ideal fluid. Ideal fluid means what? The fluid is theoretical. It means that no viscosity exists. Okay, no viscosity exists. So if it is ideal fluid, then we have EA is equal to EB. It means PA by W plus VA square by 2G plus ZA. This is equal to PB by W plus VB square by 2G plus ZB, because fluid is ideal. So there is no energy head loss. Okay, because of ideal fluid, there is no loss of energy head when fluid flows from point A to point B. But in practice, or for practical point of view, no ideal fluid exists. all fluids are the real fluids. All fluids are the real fluids. And I told in the very beginning classes, as we are the civil engineers, we are always dealing with the water. So water is a real fluid. Water is a real fluid, or it is practical fluid. If we consider water is a real fluid, then there is a viscosity. There is a viscosity. When there is a viscosity, because viscosity is not constant for the practical fluids or for the real fluids. Viscosity varies from point to point when the fluid is considered real fluid or practical fluid. But whereas in case of the ideal fluid, the viscosity doesn't exist or it remains constant. Okay, if there is no variation in viscosity, means there is no any loss, that is loss due to viscosity. That is how the loss takes place because of the change in temperature gradient, because of the viscosity. So, but since here there is fluid is considered, let us consider fluid is real. If fluid is real, then viscosity is plays dominating. Viscosity also plays a dominating role. Because of the viscosity, there is a variation in pressure, there is a loss of energy head when fluid flows from point A to B because of viscosity. And all real fluids, okay, exist or exhibits the viscosity. All real fluids are having the viscosity. So if the fluid is real, then there is a head loss, energy head loss when fluid flows from point A to B. Let that energy head loss is HL. So this is the energy head loss. Okay, so HL is the energy head loss when the fluid flows from A to B. When there is a loss of energy, when the fluid flows from point A to B, it means the energy head is not same at point A and B. It means that EA is not equal to EB for practical fluids. Okay. So for practical fluids, if it is EA is equal to EB, means fluid is ideal. But in practice, we don't have any ideal fluid. So most of the fluids are the practical fluids, and we are dealing with the water. So water is a practical fluid or theoretical fluid. So EA is not equal to EB. So to apply the Bernoulli's energy equation for the practical fluids, you introduce a term HL, which is the head loss. Now to make this equation for the practical fluids, EA is equal to EB plus HL. EA is equal to EB plus HL, or it is PA by W plus VA square by 2G plus ZA. This is equal to PB by W plus VB square by 2G plus ZB plus HL. So this is the Bernoulli's equation for practical fluids. for practical fluids, right? So like this you have to modify the Bernoulli's equation to apply it for the practical problems. That is PA by W is equal to PA by W plus VA square by 2G plus ZA. This is the energy head possessed by the flowing fluid at point A. And when fluid flows from point A to point B, there is a loss of energy head. That loss of energy head is HL. So now this is equal to, you have to add this term. So the energy head at point B is equal to PB by W plus VB square by 2G plus ZB plus HL. So you apply this equation to get the loss of energy head HL, or to calculate the pressure at point A, or pressure at point P, or velocity at point A or velocity at point B, depends upon the practical situations, depends upon the practical problems. So now we'll solve one problem, that is a simple problem. That is, let us you take a 0.25 meter diameter pipe carries oil of specific gravity 0.8 meter. The rate of flow, that is 120 liters per second, and the pressure at point A is 19.62 kilonewton per meter square. If the point A is 3.5 meter, okay, so here the given data are total energy. If the point A is 3.5 meter above the datum, the line calculate the total energy at point A in meters. That is, total energy E is equal to P by W plus V square by 2G plus Z. Okay, then P by W, pressure at point A is 19.62 kilonewton per meter square. So that is 19.62 into 10 raised to 3 Newton per meter square divided by 9.81 into 0.8. So it is 2.5 meter of oil. 2.5 meter of oil. Okay, so it is 9.81 into 1000. So it is 2.5 meter of oil. Okay, so this cancels, so it is 2. Then Q is given. Q is 120 liters per second. So 120 divided by 1000, that gives you the meter cube per second. So it is 0.12 meter cube per second. So Q is equal to A into V. Q is equal to 0.12 pi by 4 d square V. So it is 0.12 5 by 4 d square. D is 0.25 square. So V, therefore you calculate V. V is equal to, you will get 2.45 meter per second. So energy head E is equal to, you calculate, that is 2.5 plus 2.45 plus Z is given, that is it is, you after getting the V, you can get V square by 2G. V square by 2G. V square by 2G is 2.4 square divided by 2 into 9.81. So this is equal to 0.31 meter. So this is 0.31 meter plus 3.5 meter. 3.5 meter. So this is E is equal to, therefore E is equal to 6.31 meter of oil. So 6.31 is the energy had at point E. So like this you have to solve the problem. Okay, so we will stop here and we will have the interaction class at 11:40. There you can ask any of your doubts or questions, and you are free to interact in that class. Okay, thank you.